Fountains of lava overnight in Leilani Estates as more fissures opened and more structures destroyed. There are now 23 fissures and 44 structures destroyed. And Civil Defense says a man was seriously injured today when spatter from a lava bomb hit him in the leg. He was apparently sitting on a house porch off Highway 132. As for the lava, we're told it's picking up pace and headed into the Malamaki Forest Reserve, which is now closed.
It's about 0.8 miles from the shoreline, and estimates are between 3 to 8 hours that would make it to the ocean at that distance.
And if the lava crosses Highway 137, which officials say could happen in a few hours, roadblocks will be set up. And if it goes into the ocean, they say residents need to be aware of what's called lays. That's when hot lava hits the ocean and sends hydrochloric acid and steam with fine glass particles into the air. Good evening. With lava on the move, our crew is closely monitoring the developments. Let's go live first to Marissa Yamane, who's in Pahoa tonight. Marissa?
Good evening, Kathy. We're just outside of the evacuation zone. There are checkpoints like these all around the area more than before. Now, the most active fissures are east of Leilani Estates. It's so mesmerizing, and yet so dangerous. This is video of Fissure 20 early this morning, and it gives you a perspective of how far the lava has traveled in just a matter of hours, crossing Poho'iki Road yesterday.
Fissure 20 has started out as a couple different vents that have all merged into one and is producing a pahoehoe flow that's moving pretty quickly. The estimates are dependent on distance that the lava has flowed and the slope that it's on, but it ranges between 50 and 200 meters per hour. It's flowing south towards the ocean.
Fissure 17, the most northeast of the fissures, has also been one of the most active.
17 is producing a fountain that's almost 100 meters tall. That will vary throughout the day, so it has a 25-meter-ish range on its height. It's producing a small lava flow, an off flow, but that's moving very slowly towards the northeast.
And the character of the lava is changing. Initially, what we saw were leftovers from the eruption 6 decades ago.
So the sequence that we expect to see right now is that 1955 stuff that was stored underground is being pushed out, and we saw that over the past 2 weeks. The Pu'o lava that drained on April 30th and started migrating down rift should be right behind that. And so we expect to see a mixing trend, and then it'll fade into a dominant Pu'o signature. And then possibly behind that is stuff from further up rift and maybe even the summit.
Speaking of the summit, there was another giant explosion that shot ash 10,000 feet into the air out of Halemaumau crater. That was around midnight.
When I came into the park this morning around 7:45 a.m., there is a fine dusting of ash all over the park roads. Another large plume of dark gray ash, volcanic ash, was billowing out of Halemaumau.
And because of the potential danger, most of Hawaii Volcanoes National Park remains closed, with no word on when it may reopen.
So this is day 9 of the park closure. Feels like 6 months.
The current activity, we think, is directly analogous to what happened in 1924. Small eruptions preceded by a lava lake withdrawal out of sight, by many felt earthquakes in the summit area, and then by interaction of hot rocks probably with groundwater and perhaps with magmatic gas.
So what's happening at the summit is like what happened in 1924. And what's happening in the Leilani Estates area is like what happened in 1955. 2 historic events repeating themselves in 2018. And all happening now, changes happening by the day, by the hour. Madam Pele, very unpredictable. Reporting live from Pahoa, Marissa Yamane, KHON2 News. Back to you, Kathy.